What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the Dread Pirate Dr. Disaster. And one of the most damning things that the AAA gaming studios can suffer through right now is the success of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, because it really exposes both their incompetence and their horrible relationship with gamers.
I hate you! Right back at you, bitch.
With Kingdom Come, we're talking about a small studio that is one game removed from being a tiny crowd-funded project, and yet they made a killing on that first game, and now the second one is poised to bring about big numbers. Meanwhile, AAA studios like BioWare, Ubisoft, and Obsidian have all the advantages of millions of corporate dollars in their coffers and tons of developers, and they have the media in their back pocket, and yet most of their games these days are flopping. It's almost as if, and I know this is going to come as a shock to some of you out there, but it's almost as if telling the customers that you hate them isn't a great idea.
No way! Yes way!
The only thing worse for these game studios than Kingdom Come succeeding is the fact that the director of the game keeps on savaging them in social media and interviews and everything like that. Daniel Vavra, who we've discussed on this channel several times, gave an interview that kind of fell through the cracks because it was in a foreign language, but it just resurfaced, and in it, he absolutely brutalizes these AAA studios, explaining that actually they're terrified of these sorts of YouTube channels criticizing them, and that everything they're doing with customer relations is
wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong.
Basically, the dude has validated everything that we do on channels like this. These AAA studios are scared of you, the gamers, the people whose business they took for granted. They assumed that you would buy the Veilguard just because it had Dragon Age in the title. They assumed you'd buy Star Wars Outlaws because it was a Star Wars game. They assumed you'd buy Concord because Sony and their cronies in the Access media told you to. But you didn't do it, because we have banded together and galvanized each other against these soulless corporate schmucks. And now, a studio like Warhorse, which made Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, gets to look over at the rest of the industry and say,
Do you mean to say I gotta carry your sorry ass?
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. We just passed another subscriber milestone, so it is time for me to ask the obligatory question.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Yo!
We have now hit 115,000 space pirate a-holes in this scallywag crew of ours, and as is the custom on this channel, with every 1,000 subscribers, I add a new ship to the fleet in order to house the new guys. This time, one of you guys recommended the Brunhild from Legend of the Galactic Heroes, which can be seen floating in the back here. If any of you guys have recommendations for future ships, drop them into the comment section and I'll add them to my list. Super chats get bumped to the top of the list, and also, for your reference, I'm putting an alphabetical list of all the ships already in the fleet in the description of the video. But anyhow, thanks for being here, folks. It's really appreciated.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Anyhow, let's dig into this situation with the Kingdom Come Deliverance director and what he said about the rest of the industry. To me, it's both hilarious because he's so blunt, and it's galvanizing and inspiring. It's always nice to hear that our community is having an effect. For as much as the Access media tries to write us off as a vocal minority and all that crap, we see the impact of our community on a routine basis. But let's look at this article from Bounding Into Comics, link in the description. It says, according to Kingdom Come Deliverance duology director Dan Vavra, contrary to what the overall industry would like the public to believe, the criticisms leveled against both the video game industry and its current output by such large online critics as Asmongold or The Critical Drinker are having a definitive impact on multiple AAA developers. An industry veteran who previously served as the lead writer on the first two Mafia games before going on to co-found Warhorse Studios and create the aforementioned Czech history-centric action RPG series, Vavra revealed this information during a long-form interview. Let's skip down to here where they get into what he actually said. Per a translation of the interview following a discussion about the long-awaited and soon-to-be-released Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Vavra told his hosts, listen, I've even heard that these big developers and big companies are really scared of hate tubers, let's say. The kind of guys like The Critical Drinker, Asmongold, and others who started criticizing big companies. I thought it was so niche, he explained. Okay, Asmongold's got like a few million followers, his videos have some impact, but it's definitely not what everybody is watching. And now, I've found out from some people that companies are really terrified of them, and it's really having an impact. That when somebody starts to critique the game and the corporate world, that it does have an impact. And I don't know about you guys, but that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy, knowing that these cockroaches in the AAA industry check under their beds at night before going to sleep to make sure that the chuds aren't there to get them. The legacy access media is desperate to prove that they are still the ones with all the power, with all the reach and voice and all that sort of thing, and they certainly do have all the money, but that shit won't last long at this rate. The games that these people are shilling are consistently getting torched. People generally find their content in the access media bland and stuffy, and, worst of all, it's unhelpful. You just know that if BioWare or Ubisoft or Naughty Dog put out a new game, you know without even reading their review that an outlet like IGN is just going to tell you that it's good and that you need to buy it. But let's read a bit more of what this guy said. Turning to offer his own critiques of the industry, Vavra then asserted, and it's unsustainable how these corporations do it, considering that they've now made games that nobody wanted, and they even said it when those gamers start complaining that they didn't like it and they didn't want that kind of game, the developers started telling them that they were stupid and that it wasn't a game for them, which is completely bizarre that you're insulting your own customers. Man, it's almost like we have been saying this for a long-ass time, that these arrogant AAA jackasses need to stop making passion projects for themselves and start focusing on material for their supposed customers. Not who they wish their customers were either, but their actual customers. These days, if you want to know who isn't playing video games, look at the cover of these AAA titles. You'll see them plastered with pictures of unattractive women in a sad attempt to try to expand the market. But in the process, they're abandoning the mostly male customers that they already had. I'm sure that in their cost-benefit analysis, they knew that by doing this, they'd lose some customers, but they've absolutely overestimated how many gamers were mindless, progressive corporate bootlickers. But I'm going to leave it there. Drop your mockery of the AAA gaming industry into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.